Hey, my name is Samar. I also go by Sam or First Time Panner. Any of those you want to call me, you can. This will be what I hope is a quick video, kind of impromptu. I'm filming this right now because of one of the items that I'll be talking about in this video. But, you know, I've been running around all day. I tried to touch up my makeup, but I look a little disheveled. And I didn't prepare for this video, so this is spur of the moment, spontaneous, which is very unlike me, so I might be a little bit rambly. I'm gonna try to do my best to make this quick. This is, as you can see from the title, an update for my pans in my collection. I guess it's a series. I'm sorry, this is the first time I'm wearing this shirt, so I don't know how to I don't know how it's supposed to like sit on my shoulders. It's kind of like a weird style. Anyway, you can tell my mind is not in a filming headspace, but I try to film these twice a year, once in the spring, once in autumn. I actually just saw Jamie uploaded one of these yesterday, so we must have been like just on the same wavelength. But it's kind of just an update for the things that I previously had pan in, whether or not I finished them or expanded the pan, whatnot, and all of the new pans that I've hit since my last update. I'm pretty sure I've always filmed these in April and October, and today is the last day of April. So I'm pretty glad that I was able to film this, but I won't be uploading this for a while because it does have a spoiler for one of my projects. But I just couldn't wait because the reason I wanted to film, sorry, there's a kid screaming out there. The reason I wanted to film this video today was because just today I was able to finish one of the products that I had pan in last time, which is my Sephora / MAC powder foundation. Okay, if you can hear that kid just constantly screaming in the background, they're okay. These kids just like to scream and play outside. Don't worry. This has been a combination of a Sephora and a MAC powder foundation that I've been working on for over a year now. It was two full-size foundations that I frankened together to make my perfect shade. And last time I had pan, and now it's completely empty. I literally just finished this today. And I was kind of waiting. Sorry, my nails are like peeled off, and like I put different stuff on top of it, testing nail polishes, so don't look at that. But I was putting off filming this video for this foundation because I wanted to actually say that it was empty, and I've been so close on emptying this for the past 2 weeks, and it's finally completely done. This has been such a journey trying to finish this powder foundation because it was repressed from like pretty much the beginning. I think I had pan in my MAC foundation, but then I frankened the majority of the powder from that MAC foundation plus an entire Sephora foundation, so it had like nearly 2 full-size pans of foundation in here, and it was like a mess the whole time because I pretty much started from scratch with it already repressed, and that always gets messy, and it kept like breaking and everything, or it didn't repress correctly, yada yada yada. I was working on other stuff in between because I was just fed up with using something broken every day, but finally I figured out a way to use it, and I just powered through. I mostly this year was using a different powder that I also will be talking about in this video, but these past few weeks, like here and there in March, but these past few weeks in April, I just can't talk. I've been really trying to finish this because even if I don't have a tan yet, like as you can see, this doesn't exactly match me yet, but I just kind of wanted to get it out. Anyway, I've been talking for a very long time about one specific item, but I was just really excited about this because I've been working on it for so long and it's finally done. An update on another product that was in my last video in this series is for, it was like my e.l.f. contour palette, and I had pan in the last time. I had finished the bronzer that I had pan in, and then in the last video I also hit pan in the contour shade, and since then I have frankened it with some other stuff. I think I honestly at the moment cannot remember what I frankened this with, It might have been my NARS Laguna bronzer, the little mini that like did not work for me. Basically, I frankened that contour powder to create a new bronzer for myself, and that's what these two pans are. They're just split up because it didn't fit in one pan. It's a pretty good shade match for me. I'll swatch it, and this is what it looks like. I've used it on myself before and it works really well. It seems to be like fairly sturdy in the pan, so I don't think I'm gonna have another situation like with the powder foundation, because I figured out a way to dry repress my products that works for me. So I'm really happy with the way I ended up using that contour, and I was able to get rid of that entire packaging that it was in. I didn't need that packaging anymore. It was a quad, and I didn't want to keep it just for one shade, and also the packaging was broken and I had to keep fixing it. So this is where that contour slash bronzer is. And everything else that I have to talk about is something new that I've hit pan on. I'll start with the product that I've kind of already mentioned, and that's another powder foundation. This is my L'Oreal True Match powder in the shade W5, which is something that I just bought this February, so I've only had it for less than 3 months, and I've already hit pan, and I have a very decent pan in here. I was using a really big brush, so when I finally did hit pan, it was like a lot of the surface area was very thin, so it expanded very quickly. I've only used this twice since hitting pan and it's already this large. I'm kind of debating on whether or not I should just kind of like power through and finish this, because it does still match me. I don't have a tan yet. I'm not as pale as I was a month ago, but I still am nowhere near my summer shade, so I'm considering finishing this. But at least for now, I do have pan in this powder, which is kind of shocking because I don't think I've ever hit pan that fast in anything. It only took me 2 months. This L'Oreal True Match powder, not this shade, but this powder is something that has been in, I'm pretty sure, every single video in this series, because this is something that I always have in rotation. This is like the best match for me, which is like, I mean, it's part of the True Match line, so it makes sense, but this is pretty much something that I'm always using. The rest of my pans are all eyeshadows, so I'll start with something that you actually have seen before, and that is my Sigma Ambiance palette. This was one of my those palettes from 2023, and I didn't have many pans because Sigma is incredibly difficult to hit pan on, but I was able to, by the last time I updated this video, I believe I had 2 pans in this palette already. And if you saw my Pan That Palette finale for last year, you would have seen that I hit a 3rd pan. So I was able to hit pan in this shade Enrich, this darkest brown in the palette, in like, I think I hit it in December of 2023, so it was like a very last minute pan, but I was able to get that one. So now I do have 3 pans total in this palette, and that makes me really happy because other than being a palette that I was trying to pan, it's just a palette that I love so much. And I haven't used it yet this year because I'm panning so many different eyeshadows, like different singles. I'm doing Project Level Up, I'm doing my No Pan Left Behind, but eventually, because of my No Pan Left Behind, I will be using this. So I will be expanding all 3 pans in this palette, and I'll be getting some use on every single shade in here, and I'm really excited. But yeah, this is currently the palette in my collection that has the most pans, and I'm hoping that I can just continue that trend and hit more and more in this palette. Similar to that, the other palette that I was panning in 2023 for my year-long Pan That Palette project was my Sephora Blues Beauty palette. And I finally, if you saw my deck of panning update, you would have known that I was finally able to hit pan in this shade right here. Oh, also, I don't know if you saw this in the last update for the series, I did take out this blue shade. I didn't finish it, but I was finally able to hit at least 1 pan in this palette. I think there's a little bit of a shadow, and I'm just so happy because it took me so many uses to hit pan on this. I was panning this for 11 months straight in 2023 and did not hit pan on anything. And then it still took me like 3 months of use to hit pan on this. So finally I did. And I also have really, really good dips on a few other shades. So maybe at some point in 2024 I'll have another pan. But for now, I'm satisfied with what I have because it took a lot of effort to get just this one pan. As I mentioned, I'm doing Project Level Up this year, and currently I'm on level 3, which means I had to have hit pan in 2 other palettes. And the palettes that I hit pan on were my e.l.f. Truffles quads my e.l.f. Bite Size quads in the shades Truffle, or is it Truffles, plural, and Hot Jalapeno. So I hit 1 pan in the Truffles quad, and that's this dark brown shade right here. And in the Hot Jalapeno quad, I hit 2 pans in the dark green and the medium green. And then this, I mean, it has a pan, but it wasn't from usage. It was from me accidentally digging my nail in here. So I'm only counting these as 3 pans, but still I have pan in 2 more palettes. The last 2 items that I have pan on are both Super Shock shadows, and these were pans from putting them in different projects. So the first one that I hit pan in was from, I believe I hit pan in this in January because I brought it with me while I was like on my holiday vacation. And this is in the shade Rooftop Cocktails. And the dip in here is kind of weird because at the time I had like acrylic nails, so I had to like dip my finger in here in a very specific way, but I did hit pan right in the center. And then the other shade is Green Juice, and this pan is a little bit different. This is a shade that was like crumbling since I first got it, so I kind of had to like repress it with my finger, and then after that I tried hitting pan and there was already a dip on the side, so I kind of just focused all my efforts on that one side, and as you can see I was able to hit pan there. So yeah, that was really exciting, and that's a pan that I hit in March. I also hit pan on this while I was out of town because I brought this with me as like my one shimmer shadow for like 2 weeks straight. So those are all of the new pans in my collection and the updates on the pans that I had last time. By next time I should definitely have, as long as I like decide to actually finish this in the next coming months, this will definitely be an empty next time. Otherwise, if I don't work on this, we'll be seeing this again next year in the winter when I'm pretty pale. But my best guess is this will be an empty next time. If I was going to hit pan on any powder bronzer, it would definitely be this Franken bronzer, but I am working on cream bronzers in my year-long like 24 and 2024 project pan. You should have already seen the update for that, so you'll know that I rolled in another cream bronzer. So I don't know if I'll be using much powder bronzer this year, but if I do, it will definitely be this one. So hopefully, if that's the case, I'll have a pan on this, but we'll just have to see. My last goal is to hit more pans in my Super Shock shadows. They're going on like 2 years now, so I do want to get use on them before they dry out. And I just feel like, especially if I'm buying single or like singly potted shadows, they're supposed to be things that I wanted so much that I decided to go out of my way and buy them as singles, so I should be using them. So my general goal this year as far as pans is to hit more pans in my Super Shock shadows, which I definitely think is feasible because it only usually takes about 15 uses to hit pan on one of these for me. So I should be able to do that. And then of course, like just inevitably, I will be hitting more pans and palettes because of my Project Level Up. So stay tuned if you haven't watched my Project Level Up. I will link the video series down in my description box because I think it's pretty exciting. I'm hitting more pans than I ever have in that project. But that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. I know this was like probably not the best. I've been rambling, losing my train of thought very easily, but I appreciate you sticking with me if you did, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.